Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to your reading lesson today. I am Mrs. Taima, and I am excited to tell you what we're going to be learning about today. Today, we're going to be reading a new version of Cinderella. Now, let's think. We have been reading, we started out reading Perrault's version of Cinderella. And then we read Rough-Faced Girl, we read Cendrillon, we read Adelita, and we figured out and we learned that all of those stories have a lot in common. And they all have components of a Cinderella story. Oh, Bigfoot Cinderella, we forgot about that one. They all had a character that was being mistreated by someone like a stepmother or a stepsister, had an element of magic. Okay. Today we're going to learn about a book called Egyptian Cinderella. And our goal today is that I can recognize that countries all over the world share similar stories. We're going to take a walk through some of the books that we've read this year, or this module, that are a version of a Cinderella story. And we're going to see if we can figure out where they came from. Now, I know they tell us in the book a lot of the times where it takes place. But we're going to take a look at a map for each book and see where each book takes place. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the first slide, okay? And you're going to click on this link right here. And you're going to listen to the story, The Egyptian Cinderella. Now let's take a look at this map. This map is a picture of the continent Africa. Can you say Africa? I think I'm going to put me over here. That's better. Yes, Africa. Now, Africa is made up of all these different countries, but the story, The Egyptian Cinderella, comes from Egypt, and this is the country of Egypt right here. Okay, so we don't really know where the original version of Cinderella takes place. The Perrault version, it doesn't say. But let's say it takes place in a country besides Egypt, because we know it doesn't take place in Egypt. It's crazy to think that a story that has a very similar theme can take place in a country so far away from the original. Now, we are going to take a look. Oh, and I didn't even say this one in my list earlier. Ye Shin. Ye Shin was a story we read on Friday. Let's take a look at that slide. So remember, you're going to click here and listen to this story first. That's the very first thing you're going to do, okay? Then you're going to go to the next slide. Now, the rest of these books aren't linked because you've already read this story. But Ye Shin, we read that on Friday. It says it's a Cinderella story from China. So this continent right here is called Asia. Can you say Asia? Good job. So China is this really big country right here, and it is on the continent of Asia. And that's where the setting of Ye Shin is. Okay. Now, Cendrillon takes place in a place called the Caribbean. The Caribbean is made up of a bunch of islands. See, all of these words here are all islands that are in the Caribbean Sea. And that's where Cendrillon takes place, is in the Caribbean. Next, we're going to take a look at Adelita. Adelita is a story. It says a Mexican Cinderella story. Mexican. I think that story takes place in Mexico. Well, we know that Mexico is right below the United States, and it is on the continent of North America. And it takes place in the country of Mexico. Then we've also read The Rough-Faced Girl. And The Rough-Faced Girl is an Algonquin Indian Cinderella. And it takes place in a village on the shores of Lake Ontario. So I had to do a little bit of research to find out where Lake Ontario was. And I found out that it's right here. It's right above basically New York, I believe. And it's on the border between the United States and Canada, which is the country to the north of us. But it's still, just like Mexico, on the continent of North America. So that's Egyptian Cinderella is in Africa. Ye Shen is in Asia. Cendrillon is in the Caribbean Sea. And then Adelita and Rough-Faced Girl are in North America. And they're all Cinderella stories. They all have aspects of a Cinderella story, but they're from all over the world. That's a pretty cool thing, I think. It brings all of those places together with this one common denominator. All right, let's take a look at our activity today. After you listen to this video and after you listen to this story, the Egyptian Cinderella, and take a look, I want you to look through all the maps, and I want you to think about the story you read and how it takes place in that country. Then you're going to come down here and do a matching activity. So all of these are word boxes, they're text boxes that you can move. And I have an image of each of the books that we talked about, where their location is. Egyptian Cinderella, Ye Shen, Cendrillon, Adelita, and the Rough-Faced Girl. Then you're going to move the word next to wherever you think it belongs, okay? Don't follow mine because these aren't the right answers, so don't copy me. I'm just showing you how to move your word. And you're going to match those words based on where you think the story takes place, okay? And then whenever you're done with this activity, you're done with reading for the day. All right, remember, our goal is, let's go back. Our goal is, I can recognize that countries all over the world share similar stories. All right, friends, I hope you enjoy the Egyptian Cinderella, and I hope you enjoy looking at all the different maps from all over the world that show where all these amazing stories come from or where they take place. And then don't forget your activity at the very end. And I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon.